Donc ce sera une présentation en anglais, ne serait-ce que parce que Gina est anglophone. Donc en anglais sur la présentation, puis en questions-réponses. Si vous souhaitez poser des questions en français, pas de souci. Ophélie se chargera de la traduction pour Gina. Vous me dites quand vous êtes prêt. Le jury est-il prêt? Oui. Florent? Oui. Ok, très bien. Eh bien, nous allons pouvoir commencer. Je vous en prie.
Okay, so good evening, everybody. Thanks for receiving us today. So we're coming from the Normandie. We would like to thank them. And also, I've been working on the Read-Me-Them case. So just to tell you a little bit more before starting on the real case about Read-Me-Them. So Read-Me-Them is the worldwide leader of the Organization of Professional Affairs. So they organize 20 events all around the year. And they gather more than 72,000 participants. So they work over 4 different domains, so television, music, e-sport, and real estate. But tonight we're going to more focus on the television. So they're organizing 7 different events, but more precisely tonight we're focusing on the MIPCOM event. So you're going to ask me first, what is MIPCOM? So MIPCOM is another fair, professional fair, gathering the most influential TV and digital executive on the market. So it's a place where the entertainment content of TV and platforms are shared. So it's annually held in Cannes in October, and it gathers 14,000 different participants from 110 countries. So you got two types of participants. So the exhibitors, which are also called sellers. So basically, it's like any movie maker studio, such as the Warner Bros., Disney, and they're all coming to sell the different product they've been creating. And on the other side, you have the visitors, so the buyers, and they're here to buy. So you got all the media group, so TV channels, such as M6 Group or France Télévisions. And so they're coming here to make their market. And so the event gathers 4 different activities. And so the market booth exhibition is the core activity, but you also have peripheral activities. So you have the conferences with really good high-level speakers. You also have the Diversity and Inclusion Award ceremony, and you also have the screenings, so the avant-première with the tapis rouge. So the overall goal of this event is to enable networking, to enable sharing, learning, and knowing more about the current industry innovation. So it's really about sharing moments, but at the same time contracting new partners. So the current issue MIPCOM has was regarding how to engage its participants before and after the event. But it was also about finding the right balance between content, experience, and connection. And additionally to this, they also asked us to know and tell them if it was relevant enough to provide additional services. So what we did was we started digging a little bit deeper to see a little bit about the event and the relational continuity they had, like the brain relationship. And so thanks to the diagram we have on screen from Vincent Larquet, we realized that the interaction before the events, like few months before the events, are not so high. And then when you go closer to the event, people get excited. They are quite like knowing more about the event and they get excited about it. But before it, not that much. And then when you come to the event, the physical event, you meet people in front of each other. So that's the current physics meeting. And then after the event, people are really happy about the event. So what they do is like sharing information, keep talking to each other, and so they know more. So the interactivity are still high after the event. But that's, 2 weeks after the event. And then 1 month after the event, maybe much less interaction. So what we thought about this is like we're going to go deeper and deeper. So we realized a diagnosis of the current environment with the competitors, the community, and also the future trends.
Thank you, Ophélie. And after the diagnosis, we got to know more about the event, the competitors, the community, and the future trends. It has to do with knowing the negative and the positive aspects of this event. And some of the negative aspects of the event is a lack of innovation and digitalization. Retention rate is very low. And for the community, MIPCOM focuses on the B2B, but we want to understand why a move away from the B2B and see how they can focus on the B2C. And doing this, there is a technological move, there's a technological drive that needs a change from what is already happening to what the customers want. And the competitors, for example, the London content on their website, they have endorsements from industry heavyweights like Mo Abudu of Ebony Live TV and Sarah Curran of Tricycle. The future trends, 5G connectivity, potential disappearance of physical meetings are a bit of the negative aspects of the future trends. And this diagnosis led us to the consequences, which operates on two levels, the day-to-day activities and the event itself. We've sent the recommendations to the client, MIPCOM, but owing to the paucity of time, we're going to concentrate on the 4 gray areas. The gap regarding content production, 50% of the first-timers don't return, a lack of experience and memorabilia, and a lack of innovation and digitalization. Why? Why do we do this? To engage the customers more and strengthen loyalty, which in turn encapsulates and develops the community. How can MIPCOM be seen as an entire brand? We have left the main topic and concentrated a bit more on a new finding, which is digitalization, and trying to understand how MIPCOM can use digitalization to create an entire brand on its own, and how we can achieve this. You will find out more in the next slides.
So obviously to really answer these needs from MIPCOM and RINMIDEM, what we've done is we wanted to do something different. We wanted to be unique, so we went toward a differentiation strategy. So obviously we wanted to, as my colleague said, go through digitalization. So we wanted to also implement a brand identity, a brand relationship, and that's why we really wanted to distinguish ourselves with our content, so the day-to-day content, but also through a digitalization. So we're coming back to the previous stated issues that we met, and so I'm going to offer 2 different main operational recommendations to the problem we faced. So on the day-to-day operation, we needed really to create content to catch up with our competitors. So what we wanted to do, because we're actually already creating content, but only press articles or interviews, so we wanted something original, something creative. So what we did is that we thought about the Dragon's Den, the revisited version of Dragon's Den. So the Dragon's Den is a Japanese TV show where one entrepreneur is pitching his project to 5 different business angels, and the aim of it is to get financial support at the end. And so applied to the MIPCOM event, what we thought about was giving the chance to the first comers and small players in the industry, as it is hard to go through. And then so they would have the opportunity to pitch in front of business, like big players of the market, and this TV show would be broadcasted on the MIPCOM website, where the final customers, so the B2C, could vote online for the most promising and the most interesting project. And so for the MIPCOM, that would be a key project, as they would be in the center and they would be in the intermediary between the different players, so the small ones, the fast comers, but also the big players, and the final customers, so the ones that who are not considered at the moment by the competitors. So it will enable them to predict maybe some content to be the pioneer on this market, and so they could also by this retain people, because if the B2C are voting for the most promising project, there will be the first comers winning this would be rewarded at the MIPCOM event. So that would make the link between the day-to-day communication and the real event. So it will be a link for MIPCOM to really retain its customers. So we've done this for the movies, but we also thought about the books. So as you know, many movies are relying on book adaptation. So we thought that doing the same principle but with the books could be also interesting. Regarding the MIPCOM event itself, we thought about implementing two different operational recommendations. So first, they already have an algorithm enabling business people to connect to each other, to chat to each other, and to take meetings and appointments on the different events. So what we want to do is go on this app, beyond this algorithm, to transform it as a map and really create an experience for the participant. So an experience through digitalization where all the different information would be on the application. So his schedules, it would have pop-up reminders, it will have an avatar, it will be there will be an interactive map, there will be a scheduling, automatic scheduling, and also you could subscribe to conferences and nighttime activities. So that's one of the core things. And for MIPCOM, that would be a link to really communicate through this application, to really develop its community by sending them key information and really trying to make live this community. So from this is the MIPCOM app, and then what we wanted to do to really engage people and to make them live an experience, we wanted to go overseas and create the whole event overseas in a different country.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Just say questions. Perhaps you could develop some issues with the questions. Des questions du jury. Bastien.
Thank you very much. You talked about a book. What could be your added value regarding this book? Like you talked about successful stories. For an event, what could be this added value?
Okay, so what we wanted to do is doing a book review. So going on developing a department really dedicated to reading the different new release, the press release, the book release, but also looking online on the platforms such as fanfiction or Wattpad to get the newest and the best stories that are coming from the B2C eventually. MIPCOM would rely on the B2C to offer new potential projects via the publication of books or the publication of fanfictions. I don't know if I answered your question.
Je vous pose ma question en français. Vous pouvez me répondre en anglais. Concernant l'application du coup de l'événement, j'imagine que c'est une application pour l'événement. On connaît, je dirais, le taux d'utilisation d'une application événementielle. C'est-à-dire qu'en gros, on la télécharge un peu avant et puis on la supprime un peu après. En quoi participe-t-elle finalement à cette volonté de faire parler de l'événement avant et après?
Je vais juste traduire. She wanted to know the application would be really a tool because they can delete it just after the event, so they want to know how we can use it throughout the year.
Okay, the application. Do you want me to tell you? I can speak out.
I can do both as you wish.
Okay, so the application is going to be used. Yeah, I can tell you.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
No,
fine.
but
Okay.
we
Okay, fine. Okay, so the application is going to be used as an interface to get feedback from the customers, post newsletters as well. You know, it will also be a source of storage of information of their data on the database. So during the next sessions, they don't have to re-register. Their information is already on the database.
Voilà, et la finalité, c'est également de diffuser du contenu tout au long de l'année sur l'organisation de l'événement, mais aussi avec, par exemple, on offrirait un service de replay ou de live, donc avec justement la diffusion du TV show qu'on implémenterait tout au long de l'année en fait.
Une autre question pour l'équipe? Pas d'autres questions du jury? Si, une autre.
Bon, maintenant, on va parler du coup de la partie plutôt, je dirais, tour. Si j'ai bien compris, il y a aussi une partie événement. Or, vous proposez de faire plusieurs autres événements. Alors, quel type d'événement, du coup, peut être proposé dans ce cadre? Qu'est-ce que vous amenez, finalement, dans d'autres pays?
Alors, ce qu'on propose, en fait, c'est vraiment de garder le même événement, mais en fait, actuellement, il est toujours emmené, et il a toujours lieu à Cannes. Et donc, ce qu'on s'est dit, parce qu'il faut également prendre le compte qu'ils ont un autre événement, on va dire, de la même gamme qui s'appelle MIPCOM, mais dans une période plus loin dans l'année. Donc, ce qu'on veut faire, c'est différencier également les deux événements. Donc, en partant à l'étranger chaque année et en jouant sur le principe en fait d'un jeu pour faire deviner la localisation de l'événement, en fait, on veut emmener les gens à travers une expérience, en fait, afin de vraiment développer la relation client, l'expérience client, qui est vraiment du sensoriel et que ça reste dans l'histoire et que les gens ne se rappellent pas non plus, qu'ils ne se rappellent pas l'édition de 2015, mais qui se rappellent que l'édition de 2015 c'était à Bangkok. C'était vraiment pour un peu marquer les esprits sur les différentes cultures et visiter les pays qui réalisent des films et mettre un pays à l'honneur chaque année.
Sur un mode congrès, en gros. C'est-à-dire qu'on emmène le congrès un peu partout dans le monde.
C'est ça, tout à fait.
D'accord, merci.
Mais vous parlez français?
Pas de questions donc. C'est parfait. Kevin, je vous en prie.
Merci. Je vais la poser en français aussi parce ça va être plus simple pour que les mots viennent facilement. Dans le contexte, j'ai l'impression, après moi je suis pas un professionnel de l'événement comme à l'inverse de pas mal de gens ici. J'ai l'impression que tous les événements se battent aujourd'hui pour justement continuer, marquer les esprits toute l'année, être dans. Moi, à titre perso, je dois faire, je pense, une dizaine de forums par an. Je me déplace et tout ça. J'en peux plus de recevoir des mails toute l'année. On pense à vous. Vraiment, j'en ai ras-le-bol. Et donc, est-ce que tu penses légitimement qu'un événement doit vraiment marquer les esprits toute l'année? Parce que votre analyse au début est vraiment très bonne. Moi, à titre perso, un petit peu déçu sur les recommandations. Est-ce que tu penses vraiment que c'est ça l'impact, l'objectif ultime d'un événement, c'est vraiment d'être en tête toute l'année et de faire parler de lui parce que une vision plus personnelle. Voilà.
Donc nous, je parle à notre nom. Ce que je pense qu'on a essayé de vraiment développer, c'est de rester dans l'année, non pas pour l'événement, mais plus pour le contenu qu'on produit, pour donner les dernières nouvelles de l'industrie, etc. Mais après, sur l'événement lui-même, ce qu'on voit, ce qu'on analyse, c'est que beaucoup de gens qui travaillent pour le boulot n'ont pas l'opportunité de visiter le pays où ils vont. C'est-à-dire qu'ils vont faire des congrès en Chine, ils vont faire des congrès à l'autre bout du monde, et ils prennent pas le temps de découvrir la culture. Je vous l'avoue, en 4 jours, c'est compliqué. Mais je pense qu'en voulant vraiment développer une visite un peu culturelle de l'événement autre, je pense qu'on peut se distinguer. Le but, c'est de rester dans les mémoires, mais plus pour justement l'aspect culturel, l'aspect unique, plutôt que la différenciation d'un autre forum, en fait, sur le principe même d'un forum.
Permet juste de compléter que, à ma connaissance, ça existe un peu. Pour un grand salon français qui s'appelle le CIAL, il y a le Off-CIAL. Sorry, I speak French. The Off-CIAL. Voilà. Ça valait le coup de traduire. Which allowed to all the foreign people who come to Paris to discover the town quite differently. And I know that the big groups of events works more and more for that. So it works. It works very well for some of business. Not exactly the same, so it's fine. But this kind of issue works very well.
Any other question? D'autres questions? Non, c'est bon. Eh bien, c'est parfait. Thank you very much.
Merci
Tina.
beaucoup.